On this episode of Coastin With Quayz, I go to Six Flags Great Adventure for Flash Media Day. Thanks a lot to Ryan Eldredge from Six Flags for inviting me out. So let's head on into the park and see what's going on with Flash. What's going on, everybody? This is Mark, aka Quayz, here with Coastin With Quayz, and I'm here today at Flash Media Day at Six Flags Great Adventure. This is a huge milestone for my channel. It's my first media day, so if you're not already subscribed, if you could do me a huge favor and subscribe to the channel, that would be awesome. But I'm super excited to be here for the day. Spoiler alert, I actually got to ride Flash the other day at the marketing video shoot. Look, it's me, Ma! But I only got one ride on it. So I want to get a couple more rides on it before I give my first impression. So I think I'm going to do that first, and we'll talk all things Flash today. We've got the Flash.
Yeah, I think he's one. I
like that. I think we got the media day stuff. Make sure you sign up. We are right over again. I have like 10 minutes.
All right, I'm making my way through the queue here. They've got a nice little area of cover right here. This used to be where Cyborg is, so now that's completely open to views of the Flash. But after you kind of curve around here to the right, you go to the left, and then they have the midpoint lockers where you can put your phone and things, because you are not allowed to have anything on you when you ride the Flash vertical velocity. So we're going to make our way through. So here are those lockers. We don't need to use it today on Media Day. They have a bin where we can store our stuff, but normally you would need to use those. And then there's an overflow queue area here in this shed. This is completely covered, which is going to be great because if there are lines on this ride, at least you can kind of cool off here in the shade. Hopefully it has some AC in here as well. And then I'm going to make my way to the back of the ride and enter up into the station. It's nice that I'll be able to get some footage of this part of the ride today, because normally you would not be able to do that, because you wouldn't be allowed to have cameras and phones here. And just like that, we've made it to the station, so we're going to get a ride. Here we go. So I've gotten 3 rides on the Flash vertical velocity, and it is a great ride. I've been towards the front in the 3rd row, right in the middle, and then also in the 2nd to last row. And I have to say, for me, I think that Flash is a back row or back of the train ride. When you go up that vertical spike in the back row, you get pretty high up there, and it feels a lot more forceful in the back. Especially when you go down that twisting drop, you kind of get yanked down that. And then when you go backwards up that twisting drop, you feel some pretty good forces going up that. What I will say is, like, towards the front of the ride, the airtime's a little bit stronger in that double up. But either way, every seat I've been on, the ride's been great. It's crazy, crazy smooth. All the little boosts and launches throughout it are awesome. So I'm going to try to get on it a couple more times before I leave today. But my first impressions, this is a really good ride, and it's a great addition to this park. All right, they have a little area set up right here where people can buy some merch. And then they also have some food, so we can grab some snacks. Let's check out the merch. All right, they have all kinds of shirts and hats. a lot of variety. I especially like the tie-dye hoodie right here. That's actually something that I would wear, and I'm not usually a huge fan of like the superhero stuff, but that's pretty cool. It's a shame it doesn't say the Flash Vertical Velocity on it though. So there's a great little seating area that they've added over here with some tables and benches and things. It's always nice to have some nice areas in a park where you can kind of relax, get out of the heat. So I'm glad that Great Adventure added this little area over here. And here we have one of the electrical buildings for the Flash and some of the equipment that is used to run the LSMs for the launches. And now I stand by the giant wheel as I wait to get more shots from this side of the Flash. Story of your life as a content creator, standing and waiting while the train is loading in the station. Alright, before I head out, just a couple of quick notes on some of my favorite parts of the Flash. I'd have to say my favorite two moments are going to be that stalled Immelman into that double up. You get some awesome airtime, or I'm sorry, some awesome hang time on that stalled Immelman, and then you get some really awesome airtime on that double up, especially that first little hill after that boost or after that launch. So that's definitely my favorite moment. I was kind of surprised by the twisting drop. It's much more forceful than I thought it was going to be. So that's also a really cool moment on the ride as well. So those are probably my favorite moments on the Flash. Alright, I've made it back to the entrance here at Great Adventure, and that is going to be the end of my Media Day experience. Overall, I had a great day. Got multiple rides on the Flash. It's a really good ride. Don't sleep on this ride. You gotta get here to Great Adventure and ride it. I also got to meet a couple people. Ran into Ryan at the entrance when I came in. And then I also got to talk to Taylor and Sarah from Coaster Studios a little bit, so that was really cool. So, opening day, the 29th. You gotta get out here to Great Adventure and get on Flash. Alright everyone, until next time, keep on coasting.